In middle school and high school, I was an athlete. That means I had to train properly, I had to eat properly, sleep properly, do all these things to make sure that my body was performing at peak optimal levels. I've been out of high school for over 10 years now, and a lot of those good habits that I built have really fallen off. So I haven't been going to the gym consistently in months. I work out here and there at home, but nothing that is sufficient enough to really build up my body the way I want to. So it's delusional of me to think that I can achieve the results I'm looking for physically without really putting in the work. To build muscle, like good, real muscle, it requires intense and consistent training. I'm talking like 3, 4, 5 days a week, intense training, not slacking, not taking any days off except to rest. And that's, like I said, to really build up those muscles that you're looking for. In life, like in bodybuilding, two important concepts are important to see the results you want to see. That is planning and consistency. Consistency isn't just a good personality trait to have. It's rooted in the divine attributes of God, and that is reinforced in what we see in how Jesus lived. Let's look at Galatians 6, verse 9. It says, "So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up." This is the reward of consistency. It's important to note here too that God's idea of right time almost never matches our own. Look at Abraham and Sarah for an example. They were pretty old, very old, before they had their first kids. Saul is actually a great example of what happens when we do things in our own timing as opposed to waiting for God. He was told specifically by Samuel to wait for him for 7 days before he offered any sacrifices. Saul got impatient and he offered those sacrifices on his own. That effectively ended his reign as king. So the question is, how do we become more consistent? I would say start small, make it digestible. When my wife and I started introducing solid food to our daughter, it would have been funny and downright foolish if we just gave her a plate of food and said, "Here, eat."
Tina, eat. Eat the food.
We had to cut it into small pieces. We had to start feeding her. Eventually, as she got used to it, she started to feed herself. And as she got more proficient and more consistent, it became easier and easier for her to take larger pieces. And so we didn't have to cut it up as much. Take yourselves for an example. Take me for an example. I don't read this Bible nearly as much as I should. But would it be smart for me to just grab the Bible one day and try to read as many chapters as I could? No, it wouldn't make sense. What you do is you take one chapter a day. The next week, maybe 2 chapters a day. The next week, maybe 3 chapters a day. You realize what you can handle. You realize, oh, the max I can maybe do is 5 chapters. So that's where you stop. But you build that consistency. You build those muscles. As you build consistency, you build character. As you build character, you build confidence. It's a whole domino effect. So that's it. If your goals for this year, like mine, are to build consistency, to make progress, whether it be on yourself or in your family, at work, at school, anything, work at it bit by bit, stick with it, and you will see results. Of course, it helps to have somebody who can keep you accountable, but that's a video for a whole other day. Next, we're talking about planning, so stay tuned for that. Filming some of that B-roll at the beginning was super awkward to do. I don't know how people do that, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I would love to know your thoughts, your comments, like, subscribe, share, hit that bell to follow so that you are up to date on when videos drop. I'm going to be more consistent with this channel. So yeah, I hope to see you guys again. And that's it. Peace.